Hello, traders. I'm here with Mike. What a difference a week can make.
Yes.
So, yeah, Mike, I mean, we were here last week talking about the divergences in NASDAQ. What tipped me off to it was what we were seeing surging volume that morning pre-opening. And, there was, you couldn't find a bull anywhere,
No, that
right?
was it, really.
And here we are.
It's not, but it's, you know what? It was, and the reason why they're doing what they're doing, and they mean the market, is because no one, I mean, like I said, we've been saying for the past couple of weeks, or even last week, that, the market makes a 3% move on the upside and the downside. I think last week it was 1% moves in a row. No one really, you know what? No one really knew, that says that no one really knows. And that's
Yeah.
why we're here to just play them, take them, take the money out of the market every day. You know what I mean? And these are the conditions to do so. So that's where we
Yeah,
are again.
I mean, there were tells that you were showing when, you post during the day sentiment readings, and they were pretty low. I mean, we didn't get that classic capitulation
No,
move,
well put,
but
coach. You're
yeah,
right. But
it
yeah,
was
but we did
enough.
see some signs. I'm sorry to interrupt. FCX going negative, by the way. I should have
People
followed you.
ask me what's the bull case for stocks, and last week I said because no one wants them.
No, and that was the, you know what? But that had been, this is the problem. As I said here, we both agreed that it was still left to be said if this was just a short covering rally up to major even levels, if you will. Right now, the ES just touched 4,500, or
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
it was the basis for a bottom. I will say now, as maybe we'll go here on the real time, or maybe you would articulate that as of now, things are acting accordingly to see that we bottom. As you can see, the commodities are rotating favorably to what they should be doing. Bullard
Well,
spoke this morning. Bullard spoke this morning, but it's 11:06 Eastern on Tuesday, March 22nd. That's where we stand. But another thing that I've been trying to say, let me step on your toes, coach, is that it's really been a market where there's been tremendous. I mean, the market hasn't been opening up 1% and just sitting there. There have been moves every day. So whether it's also giving the the active trader more of an edge. But like I said, and I'll finish it here, is there have been many of these cues a couple of times along this precipitous move down where they led you to believe that maybe that was the bottom. And you know what? It always takes an event to really make the market make an excuse for doing something dramatic, which may be, as we say, maybe not capitulating, but making a move off the bottom. And the
yeah.
move with, as we said, the credit swaps and the moves with the war was a perfect scenario when all those extremes were that way for something to happen. Did I know it would go up 4 days? Make this type of move? No one did. That's why it did make the move, because the market does usually what no one thinks it's going to do. Correct?
Yeah.
So
So
I'll
we
leave it
had
at
this
that.
pattern. We had this pattern, this falling wedge here that we talked about last Tuesday. And I
Right.
said, we could end up with a breakout here. We have broken out. And you know what I find interesting is yesterday,
Yeah.
if Powell had made that statement even 2 weeks ago about willing to go to a half, we would have been down 3%. And they did take the market down, but it fought its way back all the way. So as long as we have a breakout, if you believe in falling wedges, new highs are in order. The bears are going to be looking to sell. This was a pretty important pivot, this blue line here, Mike. So between here and
I'm looking right at it.
45 and a half,
Right.
actually, it's a bullish breakout until it's negated. I'd say the first warning sign, because yesterday seems important to me. We have
Right.
a 50-day there, and the way it came off the lows back under yesterday's low would be a warning sign. What do you think?
I agree, and that's where I chose to, listen. The premiums are not really there, but considering where we came from, I'm okay with it. Just it's not sexy. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not splitting the atom, but it was a good time for me to put some SPX and some calls on. And you know what? I started before the futures, the ES, if you will, were below like 44.94. Right now, the
Yeah.
45.9. You know what I mean? I'm not in this type of trade where there's a melt up. I'm going to be wrong before I'm right, but you know what? I'm okay because my other stocks are melting up accordingly. If you
Yeah, and
will.
I want to bring those up, Mike. Last week, someone wrote into TradeGATEHub and said, man, would I like to learn how you were able to see the bottom for that big acceleration up after the Chinese internet stocks have been absolutely obliterated. You know, he would like to know how to do it.
And I'm going to tell you how to do it. And this is the thing. It didn't matter. The best part about this lesson, and I say that in modesty set aside, is that the Chinese, it didn't matter if it was the Chinese stocks. It didn't matter if, and I'll say it, I'll prove my point. It's not like you have to be glued to these things or been watching the Hang Seng. You didn't have to. First of all, this was an intraday reversal. It didn't happen overnight. Secondly, all the qualifications that was needed for that move could have been an aluminum stock. It could have been in the retail sector. It could have been a Chinese stock. It could have been a bio. It came across being aware and having focus, if I'm going to, pontificate, but a stock being down, being over, always having an RSI of, then they all were below 15 and having 250% of its volume by 11 o'clock in the morning and having a range. I say all the time, it's what got me here. It's not the only method for making money. Like we always say, some people do methods better, but the stock didn't matter what it was. And I'll point it out. Even go, I think it's in the file. I'll go back to the video. Had volume, range, and positive price action. We preached all week how stocks were acting great into bad news.
Yeah.
That's all. And I didn't I wasn't alone. And you want to know why I wasn't alone? Because the stock PDD, for example, made an $8 move off the low on 800% volume. So everybody was waiting for it. I probably caught it a little earlier than most, but we're in it.
Why don't you share your screen now, Mike? And volume is something everyone needs to pay attention to. In every technical book that anyone's ever written about trading, the theme is volume precedes price.
Look at all these eggs going. Volume tells the story.
So I'm going to stop sharing, and then I want to get to some individual issues that you called out last week.
I don't.
And want to know what you're doing with them. I'm sure, knowing your style, that you probably took partial profits at the minimum.
Well, this
after a run like we had last Tuesday.
And an experienced trader like yourself, not to placate, would know that after a run like that, I have to. I mean,
you'd be derelict if you didn't ring the register a little bit, don't you think?
Listen, I've learned as a contra trader throughout my life, I've learned to look at these stocks are going. Some of these stocks are 20, 40%. I'm in the trade. I want to get paid. I don't want to sound cheap, but I want to get paid for being in the trade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not paid till you take it.
Well, I took some. So you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not where I buy them, it's where I sell them. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So whatever. We'll stop listening. Right. People want to we're scrimmaging now. People.
All right. So let's go. Let's start with PXD.
Let me sign into TradeGATEHub for a second, so everybody knows how to do it, because that's the most important thing. Or else that you're watching videos all day long.
Hey, TradeView is proudly sponsoring us.
TradeView
is pretty cool. They're proud of us, man.
No, if Tim has anything to do with it, I know he is. He is. Silver, okay. Let's get back with the trades were what, Coach?
PXD was one that you talked about last week, and I know had a nice move. So
this is my main universe. There. Look at stocks making fitches of 13%. PAGs.
Yeah.
No one wanted these type of stocks.
Yeah.
No one wanted them. Now they're just freaking flying almost double. It's amazing. Anyway, okay, so let's look at a couple of the oil stocks that were leaders, and they actually had their first day down, I believe, today. PXD.
Yeah, crude's given up $4. It's retraced about halfway of the break it had last week.
As a matter of fact, I posted on TGH, we're long some cold, aren't we?
Okay.
Gents?
Yeah, I had the heat on this morning.
What's that?
It was a little cold this morning. How about you? Is it springtime there yet?
Yeah, well, there's not a, let me show my, there's not a leaf on a tree, but at least there's green grass.
Oh, okay.
Where did I say here? I'll go back to TGH. Let me just tell you, I mean, it's a reason why I entered the trade. And it was predicated upon the crude actually came down a little bit.
Right.
Where's the cold? I think I posted it after, and it's important because it's a trading lesson. Whether Gerard, his path and PSC of the swing trade or day trading. Gerard, both are path is a swing trade. Somebody asked a question. He's right. PSFE needs some rest. Neither are day trades. Path has been a long-term trade for mine that I just happen to catch nicely, and I'm actually taking some off, even though it's one of my favorite plays going longer. But I'll teach that lesson after. Good question, G. But to answer both are swing trades. I don't think as I said, that I'm shorting a little bit. It's not the NASDAQ, and both are predicated to the NASDAQ, and neither of which I'll add to both of these. Both of these I'm adding to dips. I'm not going to take any more profits. That's the answer there. And you know what? Let me get back to the chart, if you're seeing here, because I am on the subject matter. And as long as I'm on the subject matter, I don't want to go back here. So Path has 50-day resistance. It's made a nice move. I don't even think it capitulated yet, because it never did even that volume.
There was no volume down there.
No, it's not. So, I don't like using these words. I'm an old trader or older trader. So when I say buried, I wasn't buried. I'm what I mean? The stock was 25 6 trading days ago. Now it's 32, give or take. Now I say I'm buying on the dip, because finally it is showing good volume, but for this to be confirmation. And also, by the way, this is a NASDAQ stock, and a lot of NASDAQ stocks had very, very bad breaks. This one, I like the price action.
70%.
Yeah, but it's a smooth transition. It wasn't like
I like that formation. Nice.
No, it didn't get blasted. It was just, it was the best of breed that got taken down in a horrible sector. And, the volume never really said you're out of here, but, it went from 24 to 32. I like it if it pulls back to the whole number, 30. It's OPEC is coming up again very quickly into, the next week and a half, and Friday, and it's end of the month. So I think it sticks around 30. If it goes back to, the 50-day, 33 and a half, I'm fine. This is going to need a catalyst because it has lack of volume, or it's going to need the NASDAQ to continue, both of which I think are on our side this time. PSFE, it's a little bit, I don't want to say it's a little bit extended. I bought it with 20,000. It's a little bit extended. I think it's a back and fill. It's finally showing some life. A lot of the sharp guys on Twitter that I know, once again, there are better trades out there, but I think that if the NASDAQ pulls back, I think this has a lot of things going for you. One, it's a good story. It wasn't once a $20 stock. Aside from that, it does have some shorts in it. There are better trades. Like I said, I like the way it's going. You know what I mean? Let's look what it's done in a week. It's not bad, from 3 to 3. I also like this small stock here that I've been posting, SFT. You know what I mean? I'm giving up cheap stocks, and I don't want to keep going there because I am going on Coach's question. I'm going off a tangent. This stock was 11 and once one of these SPAC deals. It's a good company. It is a good company. You know what I mean? It might be a sock away thing. I certainly wouldn't add to it if it breaks these moving averages of like 2, which is a good whole number. But you know what? It did come in with some good volume.
It could go to 5.5, 6.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying it, and I'll give it one of these ultimate compliments. If this is a stock that I was short, this would aggravate me right now. I'd say I got a little bit of a problem here. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if this thing would come down a little bit, I'd love to cover it. So that's how I'm thinking on this thing, G. Okay. So we talked about PXD. This is crude. Okay. UNG, which is natural gas, by the way, is usually the last to go down. And I bought some coal this morning at like 2015, right around here.
Yeah.
As I posted, you know what I mean? It's the reverse ETF of the UNG. You know what I mean? It's kind of a baby play. I'm kind of wussying out, but then I looked at Clear, which, by the way, had a nice run up, and it should have went up a lot longer because this is one of the big. Clear Continental Resources, if you will, is one of the. That's it's the Apple of the natural gas sector, if you will. And so
I went by. You like that chart?
No, I don't.
Oh yeah, it's a classic little third drive.
And but my point being is this is the natural gas daddy. And that's the reason why I said, let me short some natural gas. Because when this was going down into positive news, this correlates to cold, if you will, that move. So listen, I'll probably let it run. If it goes back and I get stopped out, break even on shorting natural gas, I'll move on. But I think I'm making the right, it's a hedge. Like I said, it's not the sexiest. PXD is another big one. It had a nice run. If it's really going to reverse, I'd like to see volume. RRC, it's also probably this is the most speculative natural gas one, if you will. This one I wouldn't buy with Madoff's money. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that also made me, so excuse me, SM, another one. You know what I mean? They're in no man's land. I did it just
Failing
because,
rally.
you know what, Gerard, I'll answer your question. These are type of day trades. These are just because I thought I wanted to short through that ES 4500. I didn't want to short any tech. It doesn't mean that it's going to work, but these are something that I want to hedge myself against them. Well, maybe I should have, shorted one of the stocks itself, but it was my way of I could have bought more VIX calls. It's my way of shorting the market a little bit. And it is probably
Yeah, sometimes you just want to add a little beta.
and
not like
and that's what that's exactly what it is.
Right. Okay.
Any
So
other questions?
how about
Yeah.
Clear CLR?
Well, I just brought Clear up. Hold on.
Okay.
Clear. I
Then
just,
it was Devon that we missed.
Devon we missed. Devon, listen, Devon has a lot of smart money in it. And I know there's a lot of Devon's
Wow.
well, it's a dip to buy until proven otherwise. If it goes down here, then the trend changes. It might, 55. But once again, it's made a nice move. People are caught short in it. Still, I believe it's still the right sector. I'm not sure yet if gas is topping or not, or even oil is topping yet. It's just Devon to me right now is a barometer. That's all of how the oils are doing. That's all.
Okay.
The trade's over.
Okay.
Right.
And anything that you're looking at, say, for example, any of the FANG stocks, how's Apple look to you? I mean, Apple seems to be the market. Apple's got to really keep it together for the whole market to advance. And I think that our forecast taking out the 200-day first and then turning up was pretty good.
You know what, Coach? I hope I'm sharing my screen here.
You
we
are.
had a debate last week about Square, but
Yeah.
I'm going to say finally, and it's just because even if you go back to a 2-year chart on some of these things,
That
and like I
looks
said, I don't care what it is. I'm not biased. I do have a small position, but
Yeah.
certainly I'm not aggravated. I missed the meat of it. Let me go back to like something like 2 years on something like Square. Hold on, I don't want a line chart. That's killing me.
Everyone's so worried about the war, including myself, that maybe the market rallies into peace and then
2-year
peaks.
daily.
But
Right,
I'm very impressed how the market is acting in the face. I mean, we went up 25, 30 bips in the 10-year, Mike, in a couple days. I mean, it's a pretty big move for interest
Oh,
rates.
you know what was the best thing about it? I didn't think I wanted it to be capitulation because that would give me more confidence in my positions going forward. Like I said on yesterday's video, I'm losing more sleep at night, and that's a metaphor. I'm not.
Yeah.
But out of placing money out of 2 years than I am tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like this is Square. This is a 2-year chart on Square. Let's use just one. This is the most volume it's done in a 2-year period with a nice trend. So I think, listen, do I think it bottomed? Yeah. I don't know if I'm willing to add yet or double down. You know what I mean?
Well, the environment's not exactly constructive. The Fed is tightening.
Okay.
Some people are saying the economy's slowing.
But it doesn't
we
matter.
have
The price action
Right.
is telling me different. This
That's
is
what
the
I
2-year
mean.
chart on Microsoft with volume. Now this is broken above every moving average. Now this is algo based. This is above every moving average. Now you could draw it. It broke the trend, the downtrend lines, got the bull flag, whatever you want to call it. Let's go to something like Apple. Same thing. I wouldn't short Apple here. It's above every trend line now. Now it has,
See how they took out all the bulls under the 200 on Apple
Coach, we were talking
before it
about
turned.
go to TradeGATEHub a week ago. We were talking about the line in the sand at 154.
Yeah.
So I think, it's over. Yeah, I understand that stocks like AFRM are still, making a nice move right here. I don't know if they're still going to take up the laggards, but, I understand this is 50.
Kathy Wood's positions are broken, I think, Mike. And, even if S&Ps make new highs, she'll be lucky to get 50% retracements on some of her stuff, don't you think?
Well, yes, I do. And the biggest ones are TDOC. I mean, she's in this thing, 100, first of all, let's go back to 2 years. We don't talk about an average cost. It's 3. She's in this thing nearly at least at 170.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, listen, unless there's another pandemic, whatever you want to call it, God willing, or whatever, Zoom.
Yeah.
I thought, by the way, she is in path, Gerard, and that was killing. That was what I thought was holding the stock down. And she's in she's in SDGR. This was another one that it was holding us down. This I'm going to add to. This is a stock, SDGR. It's one of these biotechs. Do your own diligence, please. That was once 125 and got taken down with the rest of the bios. But as you can see, it was pent up here. It went from 23, to 37 not because of a short squeeze. It had good news and then it continued. So this is I'm trying to weed out the Kathy stocks that got blown out on the downside or even exacerbated. I apologize about the wrong term, but ones that still had some life yet. Unfortunately, SDGR is one of them. Unfortunately, I got taken out in BLI. I still have it, but it still made a move from 4, the lowest 4. Now it's 8. I still think all I need to get to.
How about into the gap?
It's 20. I need. I'll take. No, I need. If BLI gets into 16, the fund is back and even in the stock, and I'm not adding to it. But that had management change, and I know what happened there. Believe me, I know the CEO's wife's name. That's how much due diligence I did here. But this is a stock like this is going to take
you gumshoe analysts. You're still
I
walking into their offices and say,
if I could pull a Bud Fox, trust me, and people in my crew here know I would. They do.
Yeah.
But that's what I do to make a stock go up. Anything within the boundaries. So that's one of them. Let's look at what's going on now. So ES right now is breaking high at 45.04. Here's the long-term chart. Now, here's the chart on ES. It's basically the same way how I would think about Apple or Microsoft. Now these things have wind under, correct, Coach?
Yeah, they have clearance of all the
And look
moving
at this. We'll
averages
even
you
look
have
at this.
there.
Let's go to the VIX. This is the clearance, I believe. Once this goes below 20, which by the way, I didn't know that happened to be the 200-day, then then that's a different story. Then then it's then CTAs and money managers have to, when the VIX is under a certain level, because there's low volatility, they have to put more money to work. You know that.
Okay.
It's almost a part of the 2 and 20-old deal. If you're sitting in, if the VIX and the market's not volatile, and stocks are not making moves, and you're sitting in cash, you're gonna get fired.
Tough game.
No, well,
one mistake business.
You just got to focus and reevaluate. That's all. It's what we signed up for this, didn't we?
You also said that you'd look to buy some Twitter on weakness. That's a name I haven't heard you talk about in a while.
Oh, look at this. Well, why wouldn't you? Once again, this is, I don't care what I hope you can see still. I don't care what the chart is. It doesn't have to be Twitter. Even if you're an empirical trader who trades off or the scans that I have, doesn't matter if it's whatever it is, baloney.
Yeah, you're getting some
this is volume here on the volume here blasted through the moving averages, 3 of them.
Yeah.
The 8-day, the 20-day, the 20-day, and the 50-day. All three big on macro trader views, on algo views, and now it's on an algo radar as well. So it's got the cup and handle. Yes, it's going to use some rest, but once again, it's going in the right direction. It's $39. I think it's OPEX going into this week. I think it's pinned towards 40, and it's probably has end of the month. When end of the month comes in the window dressing, I think people are going to start wanting this. I do. And
the seasonals are very bullish for April, and with what I'm seeing on your screen, there's a chance for continuation moves as long as the breakout holds in the S&Ps. That's the way it looks to me, Mike.
Some things need some rest. Like I said this morning, Amazon's a little frothy temporarily. It went from 28.50 to 33.20, and the 200-day moving average is more prevalent on a stock that's with Amazon, because there's a lot of hedging with options than any stock out there. I'm not saying it's going to bounce off it. I'm not saying it's going to blow through it, but that's something right now that's going to need some rest. So you're going to need to see how that's going to act after a move up. It's got to absorb a move right now. So if it goes down a little bit, I don't want everybody to freak out. A move like that, no matter what, has to rest a little bit, but maybe it does the same thing that did at Apple when we were talking, that it went to the, you have to watch things like this. We'll look at Google.
Yep.
I mean, these are the fun stocks. And these aren't dates. Google, same thing through every moving average, almost going through. I mean,
FANG looks great, man, except for Facebook.
So now, Facebook, now and I'll leave it at here. Now is a time with a market where you can see if they're going to, if the leaders are going to rest, the best of breeds, or they're going to take up the dogs still, or they're going to take up the dogs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
So it's either,
The trash, rally the trash.
you know what, and I mean, name some
When they
trash.
do that, we're probably near the end of this run.
No, I completely agree as well. I like the rotation to agree, but stocks like Fastly that were once hot. Let's look at a Roku that everybody knows more than that. Roku, there's the chart. Roku, like you said, what are you going to do there? It's a waste of time, right?
Yeah, go to Prime Video.
Well, I'm just saying that once
I'm kidding.
some of these, I like the cyber stocks, they need rest.
Yeah.
How about this S that we were buying here? We were choking on it, right?
Yeah.
Mo, are you on there? No one wanted the stock. 30, it's 42 in a week.
What a beautiful bottom. That's my classic signature bottom, the three.
You know what I mean? But Coach,
they're everywhere.
We'll talk on it straight up. What are they doing? You have 8,000 shares of this. It's tough to take when you're down $4 and
yeah,
you know what I mean? So, I got some left. Now it's yet to see. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. That's the good thing about a stock like S, and I'll punch up my screen again as the futures pull back still, is that you can have other good stocks to gauge it against. NLOK, ZS, CrowdStrike. So these are other stocks that you can gauge things against. FCX, good call, Coach. Alco is breaking low, right?
Yeah.
Here's CLR breaking low. Clear is breaking low now.
Yeah, the commodity stocks need a breather, I think. They've been the hottest group out there. So anyway, I think that could happen. Just a little breather.
All right, look at BABA. What's BABA doing now? Now BABA, this is the line. Okay, for those active traders here, I'll even say it to myself, because I got a couple of friends on here, the ultimate compliment. They're probably not going to chirp on here, but they're watching. A couple of big Chinese stocks have earnings tonight. So here's my Chinese universe. So, here's the chart on SC. That one is I'm long and I love it. I'm going to add to it. This one I like. This SC I like.
Yeah.
SC I like, and I like
China's easing.
But that's not China. That's outside of it, and that's why I feel like I'm okay with that. But here's the chart on BABA. You know what? That's going to need. You're a chartist, Coach, too. I don't know what it means there, but there's a chart on JD.
Looks like 150. I don't like that as much.
No, I don't agree. No, you know what? BABA goes to 125 at the end of the month. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
OPEX.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't short it. Look at that volume. I don't, you know what? So what I'm saying is I'll leave it for the active trader, the swing trader, whoever you might be. There's movement. All these oils are breaking low now. Where's our cold path? Still near the high. Fitch. Oh my God, look at Fitch.
So I invite everyone to come into TradeGATEHub.com. It's free. We're not trying to sell you a subscription. Mike and I and a few other traders post our ideas. We welcome you to post yours, ask questions, TradeGATEHub.com. And, we can work together and learn together. And Mike, I know you believe that iron sharpens iron. I do better in an environment where I have people I could bounce ideas off of. I love the concept of a community and a mastermind,
Well, Coach, you know what? Listen, we all know here that this is a karma game, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Well, whether it's me and you, whoever out there, I know Tim agrees. A lot of people took I'm not, whatever it is, I'm still good. A lot of people take the time and helped me. I get it. I understand. 8 eyes are better than 4, blah, blah, blah. Not to be passive about it, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. Blah.
Yeah. Blah. Or yada, yada, they say.
Yeah.
Airlines. You know what? We're going to have some little profit taking here in the market.
Okay. Well, and thanks for explaining why you're hedging.
Uranium
a little bit in here.
Long, yeah.
Yeah. So Mike, I'm going to let you get back to it. And really great trading, man. I know, I have more conviction about pulling trigger on stock indexes, et cetera, stocks when I see your conviction and your great work of providing from your intelligence gathering. You're doing the work, you curate it, and you post it. Thank you.
Well, appreciate that. And cheers, Coach. It's not easy, but you know what I mean? Once the best views come from the hardest climbs. And if you expect to just walk in here and think that the computer and turn it on and says, how high the money tree is going to go, it's not, it's not, there's easy, that's the easy way out. You know what I mean? If it
Yeah.
was easy, it wouldn't be fun.
Anyway, it's always great talking about the financial jigsaw puzzle with you, bro.
You too. Cheers. Have a good
All
day,
right, so
Coach. We'll talk to you after lunch.
We'll be back tomorrow. Mike will be back after lunch. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And Thursday, Trader Vic, a legendary trader, wrote some of the best trading books.
I agree.
He'll be with us on Thursday. Besides Paul Tudor Jones, Trader Vic was, one of my favorites. So looking forward to talking to him again. And thank you everyone for your attention. If this video is helping, I know it could be, it should be, give us a like, spread the word. We're here to serve the trading community. So adios, Mike.
Cheers, everyone.
See you later.
Plan and please ask questions. You know what I mean? That's the only way we learn and help you with the curve. You know what I mean? So thanks, Coach. I'll see you tomorrow's. I'll see everybody later. Coach, I'll watch the
see you in the room later too. All right, buddy.